Welcome to Whiskey and Whitetails, the show for those that hunt with a passion and drink with a purpose. I'm Gus,
I'm Matt.
and as always, thank you to our Patreon supporters for their awesome support and their help in executively producing this podcast and everything else that we do. We appreciate all the support. Thank you to the Waypoint Network for having us. And
Also on that, everybody that just shipped those bottle hang tag to,
yeah,
a couple of you were given a bill from the United States Postal Service. So I'm going to go ahead and say what happened. I Googled it, and it said under 3 ounces, you only need one envelope, one stamp. So I shipped them with one stamp because it was under 3 ounces. I don't know if some people's were measured wrong or weighted differently. I don't know, but the bill was like 25 cents. So if you're upset about it, I will Venmo you 25 cents. Just putting that out there.
and also thank you to the Waypoint Network for having us. We had a great episode today, catching up a little bit after the 4th of July holiday and after I was out of town for a bit. Talked a little bit about prepping for hunting in this hot weather. Talked about some robot stuff, cool Medicinal Whiskey Charity extravaganza that they have going on with some really cool whiskey options that we talk about, and we're going to be sharing what I miss.
Talk about some food boat stuff.
Oh yeah,
Just kind of caught up on what we've been doing the past couple of days. So
yeah, all kinds of. It's a mixed bag. You'll enjoy it, I think. And if you ever been curious about robots potentially committing suicide, this is a great opportunity to learn about that.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah. All right. Enjoy the show.
Yeah. Hope everybody had a great 4th. We'll talk to you next week. And we're live.
On the air. Okay, we'll do it live.
Hope everybody had
the F word first.
Great 4th. How was yours?
Yeah, 4th was great, man. It was as laid back and unproductive as the 4th of July should be.
Nice.
I say that. I got some things done in the morning, and then we grilled and hung out. The neighborhood launches a bunch of fireworks, so just was able to sit in the backyard and watch them pop off across the pond on the other side of the trees. So it was nice.
Nice. No reason to go anywhere.
No. What about you guys? Yeah, you got into some stuff, huh?
Ooh, yeah. What an event. So yeah, if you missed it, we live streamed for 28 hours, I believe.
Did you stay awake the whole time, or did you take some naps?
I took a 1-2 hour nap.
Yeah.
So I got there at 10 a.m., I believe, on Wednesday. And we live streamed for probably 4 or 5 hours. And then electrical problems. So that was fixed. And then we went live again. And that was when we did a 28-hour run. So it was almost 32 hours of live stream.
What ended up being the electrical problem?
A bad faulty ground. Just not a big deal. Just something that had to be fixed.
Simple, but it takes something forever to find.
Mm-hmm. So we did that. We cooked. Chef Jeff came over and he made some stuff. What did we make? Feels like it was forever ago.
I think you said something about sausages.
Tomato. I remember now.
Free sausages and stuff.
We did the Battle of the Mayo.
Battle of the Mayo.
Yeah. So we did every type of mayonnaise. So there was Duke's, which is my favorite. Hellman's.
Okay.
A craft variety. Pew pie, which is what I use for searing steaks.
What is it?
Whip. It's called pew pie.
Pew pie. Okay.
Am I saying that right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Kew Q pie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Why do you use that? Is it a higher fat content or something specific for searing?
So it only uses yolks, not the egg whites.
And
it just has a more stronger mayo flavor, I believe.
Gotcha.
But yeah, I'll coat steaks in it and sear them in it. It's really good.
Nice.
So we did it blind. They brought it all out, and the first one I knew immediately because it was Q pie. I eat that all the time, so I knew exactly what it was. The second one was Duke's, which is I knew.
Yeah, it's a staple.
Yep. The third one, can't remember. Oh, it was Hellman's, which I know Hellman's because I used to work at Subway, so I'm familiar with the taste of Hellman's.
Yeah.
I love mayonnaise. I'm not like a mayonnaise connoisseur, but it's not hard for me to pick out these flavors.
You do like mayonnaise? See, I'm not.
Yeah.
Like I won't turn a sandwich or something away because it has it in it, but I'm also not going out of my way to make a like I can't I'm not going to tell you I can't have a sandwich unless it has mayo. Just not me. But I know
Yeah, I'm not.
when you were doing keto, like that was your thing, where like some of the flavored mayos to dip stuff in
Yeah.
instead of sauces. Yeah.
Hmm. Minimal carbs, no sugar.
Right.
I don't really use mayonnaise now, other than like I said, searing. But
Mm-hmm.
most of that stuff comes off in the pan. It just the fat renders.
Nice.
The next one was Miracle Whip, in which we learned. I guess I had to look it up because I've been told Miracle Whip is a dressing, but it says right there on the front, creamy mayo and a dressing. So we Googled it, and it has to be 51% seed oil to be considered mayonnaise. And the first
Interesting.
ingredient is water. So that makes it not a mayonnaise.
Interesting.
Yeah. Who would have thought that was the rule? And then the
Hmm.
last two were Kraft, and I think it was called like Blue Point or something. It's something I've never had before, but it was really good. I did like it. So I got them all right except the last two because I've never had Kraft or whatever that other one's called. And I'm the only one that got that many right.
Nice.
Yeah, pretty good. So then tide came in around 8. We
Mhm.
left. We got probably 2 hours in, and all of a sudden, like Derek just threw the trimmed up and walked out the back, and the prop had fallen off the boat. Like
Nice.
just popped off.
Oh yeah,
Um,
yeah. I saw some of the some of the Instagram story for that.
yeah. Which shows the power of social media, dude, because like he's live streaming, he's got people on there watching, but most of them don't live here. They're like around the world. There's a couple from Germany.
Yeah.
Um, but it's because I had it on our social media within like 45 minutes. We had a guy driving to Sealbox to buy, not Sealbox, that's a liquor place. Drive to, well, I want to make sure I do this right because I don't want to,
Give
I want to
everybody
make sure, yeah, the credit is due.
proper credit. Yeah.
It was uh, Seals. Wow, I was really close there. So Seals on 1937 Savannah Highway, they had all the stuff we need. I guess he knew somebody that worked there. The guy went in there and got everything for us, which was cotter pen, a washer, a nut, and a spacer for the back. And then he actually had a brand or a new prop sitting there. Props are $750. I don't know if anybody knows that.
Yeah, they're not cheap.
So he went to one of Derek's friends was out on the water. Guy dropped his wife off and kids and came back and kind of met up with us. And then he ran over to Soul Agree where Matt Blood, shout out to Matt Blood, came in there and dropped everything off. They brought it to us. Derek got in the water, reinstalled it, and we were moving again within a couple hours. We went from basically Limehouse Bridge to Sandy Point, which would be the spot between Kiowa and Folly, and it took. Well, I'll tell you this: we left at 8 o'clock. We got there at 5 something in the morning. So it's a long drive, but we stopped to take a 2-hour nap because at some point at like 11, 12, 1 o'clock, something like that, it was so dark, dude. There was no moon, so you can't see anything.
Mm-hmm.
And we had spotlights, and one of the spotlights died, and then the air was just misty, so it was kind of degrading. And all we were
Yeah.
trying to do is find channel markers. We'd find one, navigate towards it, and then it'd be
Kind of
15 minutes before we found another one. So we're like 15 minutes in the pitch black, and so we pulled up like
just hoping you're going the right
avionics.
direction.
Well,
Kind of
not
like
only that, I mean, I was turned around, dude. It made me so angry that I've never learned how to navigate with the stars because you could see the stars.
yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, fuck. Of all the times.
It's a skill. It's one of those skills that that's a skill that gets taught in scouting. That
Yeah.
the boys roll their eyes at all the time, and I'm like, you just don't ever know when the ability to just recollect and recall 10% of this might
Yeah.
help you.
Well, because it's think about it. It's like who has
Yeah.
a boat and doesn't have Navionics, doesn't have depth finder, doesn't have
Right.
Derek.
And who ventures that far out in the water where cell phone service can't offer you the same thing,
Yeah.
or you don't have a place to charge it?
Yep. So we had no depth finder, and it's just,
Jeez.
and I was on the front of the boat basically holding this pylon that just in case we ran ashore, it wouldn't launch me into an oyster reef or an oyster bank or something. So I'm out there like, all right, I see you to the right, and I'm just holding it, and he's driving, and it eventually just got too sketchy. So we pulled over into this creek because we were worried about getting hit. Also,
Yeah.
pulled over in a creek and put the spuds down, which are these giant poles. It's a real life barge.
Yeah.
So it's these giant poles that are ran by winches, and so we put the spuds down, and I slept for 2 hours. I don't think he even got that much.
Damn.
But once the sun started to come up, we got up and headed on down. And at 5:30 in the morning, I watched the sunrise down close to Folly. Played fetch with the
Nice.
dog. It's a good time.
It's not a
Bunch of
bad way
people
to start.
showed up.
It's a cool
Mhm.
adventure, though. I mean,
Yeah,
all things considered, you didn't get a little sleep. And you had to
that was
take a
fun.
nap. You had to take a nap on the water. But I mean, all in all, sounded like it was actually kind of fun.
It was, man. It was a good time, and live stream is cool because you have people to talk to. I mean, 24 hours a day
Yeah,
there are people in there, so we're hanging
awesome.
out talking to people, and then we had some friends show up, and then just random people we don't know that were there showed up, and we were serving sausage sandwich, like hot
That's
dogs,
cool.
basically with sausages.
Nice.
Met a lot of people. George ended up coming out with stars on
Yeah,
them, so he made this crab dip that was fantastic on this piece of bread.
I love his sandwich tie, fucking Mardi Gras beads sunglasses.
Oh yeah,
Those things are so funny.
yeah. Well, these girls came by with Mardi Gras breeds, and we were like, "We know how you got those." And they were
Yeah,
like, "Well, they're actually ours." And so I pulled my shirt up, and they just started raining Mardi Gras beads at us.
that's funny. Shit.
It was a good time. And towards the end, I don't know if they knew that it was my wife, but towards the end, I'd been drinking for a little bit, and it's 4th of
Mm,
July, and I'm just having a good time. Um, I kind of started messing with my wife, just poking at her how I always do. And
yeah.
some people in the live stream got mad and said that I was being misogynistic,
Ah,
and I shouldn't be touching women that way. And I had to get, and it pissed me off. We ended up leaving shortly after that.
yeah,
It's my wife. I'll do whatever. I mean, I'm not gonna say I'll do whatever I want, but you don't pretend to know my marriage.
yeah,
You know, my
yeah.
wife
I
likes
don't.
it when I fuck with her.
Everybody, everybody, couples. Everybody does their own thing. Everybody plays around differently, play fights differently. You know, I know people that will. I've known couples that will, you know, full on. Sounds like they're having a full on blowout argument, right? But they're not. It's just cheddar or a regular cheese. It's just a regular discussion.
Yeah,
That's just how
I
they
mean,
communicate.
you remember Moody, right? The guy I was in the army with,
Yeah, I remember
the
Moody.
Brazilian jiu-jitsu guy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So they're both black belts, him and his wife both. And I have watched them on more than one occasion go
Just
to
take it,
town.
just take
Yeah,
it to the ground. Start
yep,
just work it
100%. They're on
out.
the ground wrestling around, trying to stretch each other out, and they were both like, you know,
Okay, well, yeah, but can you? So like, you you go to your class on a Wednesday or every other day, right? And you get handed to you. You shake the guy or the gal's hand. You say, you get better next time. But you get
hmm
to go home. You don't have to get in bed and look at that person again in the morning when you wake up. So
right,
yeah, you're fighting for your life in that house.
yeah, because you don't
That's
want
funny.
either one of you don't want to be the one to lose. So like
No,
they're actually fighting. And,
because you got to live with that
yeah,
every second of the rest of the day.
yep. But yeah, no, it's a great time, man. I had a good time. I'm so thankful to do it. Hopefully Derek's not mad. I don't think he is, but whatever. We'll find out.
Yeah.
I was supposed to go back and do steaks, so maybe one day. I went to Costco today and bought a new thing of pack of ribeyes.
Oh, did you?
Yep, and I made my first cut, and I was like, "Oh no!" I go in the trash can. I had bought New York strips.
Oh,
Yeah, so now I get to eat New York strips for the next 2 weeks.
no, they're not too bad.
Yeah, I'm not complaining. It's just whatever.
You just deal with it, make it work. I am. I'm packing all kinds of frozen food so I can try and make sure I eat right in the next week. Well, by
Yeah,
the time
I'm in.
by the time this releases, I'll be in the mountains, North Carolina.
Nice.
Yeah, weather should be nice. Hopefully,
Is it
better than it
more
was.
scout stuff?
Yep, yeah. This is my oldest, his summer camp with the troop.
Nice.
So we're taking a handful of adults. We've got about 15 scouts we're taking up there. So should be good. Should be a good week for them.
It's awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah, you got to be careful with the food, man. It's I've been pretty good since February, but I've been having
yeah.
just not craving. Cravings isn't the right word. I've just been missing things. Like I seriously have not had pizza until today and
Hmm.
the entire year. And so, I'm like, we're at Costco, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna get a hot dog like I always do, but this time I'm gonna eat the bun because I already
Hmm.
cheated yesterday, the day before. Just enjoying the 4th of July, and
Yep.
none of it was worth it. Like my feet hurt, my
Hmm.
hands hurt, my joints hurt. I mean, it's like just close my hands. It feels like there's cuts on them. I mean,
Hmm.
I don't feel good.
Yeah. Nope. I was in a similar. I did a similar thing a few days ago, and at summer camp with Nolan. Nolan was very attuned to the fact that I was not eating the same thing as everybody else, and so I kind of explained to him. Dad, there's nothing like I don't have to eat this way. This is just how Dad's choosing to eat and kind of explain why. And he was, he seemed to understand as much as an 8-year-old's going to understand. But he had a rough afternoon. Some things didn't go well. He was trying to win a scavenger hunt and he didn't, so he was pretty bummed out. Anyways, kids, they tend to wear their what's the word there? Emotions on their sleeve. And to make a drawn out story as quick as possible, we got to dinner that night. I had already eaten earlier that day, and he did not see that. I had pre-cooked some hamburger patties, and I had like 2 hamburger patties, and I had a a chomped beef stick, and I had not munched on some other things. I just wasn't hungry. They were serving pizza that night, and I wanted to make sure I ate before I got to dinner. And but leading up to that, I had been bringing something to eat and finding things that they had either on the salad bar or that they were serving that I could eat, at least a little bit of. So I was able to sort of socially participate in the activity. Well, he was super bummed out. There was nothing on the table I was going to eat. And he got really sad, like almost going to cry, thinking that I wasn't going to be able to have dinner. And I tried to explain to him that like I had already eaten, and he's like, "No, you just had lunch, and you don't want me to, you don't want to tell me." And I was like, "Dude, I'll tell you what." I was like, "I will have some pizza with you, man." I said, "It's just not a big deal. Daddy can have some pizza, and we'll celebrate because it's the last day of camp, and I'll have some dessert." Like I just didn't want him to be upset the last night of camp, so I ate some pizza and some of the fucking pudding dessert they had, but like you, I made the mistake the next morning. They were serving breakfast, and I was like, "Well, I already fucked up last night. Might as well have some waffles,
Yeah.
And then
Go ahead and
yesterday
get it
morning,
done.
and then it was the 4th of July, and I was like, "Fuck it, I'm having burgers." And so for 3 days, I ate like a complete asshole.
Yep.
After being really good for a few weeks, because I had allowed myself on Father's Day to have a little bit, but I didn't go really crazy that day like I did the last few days. And yesterday and today, I felt like shit.
Did
Just
you
not
get on
worth
the
it.
scale?
Yeah, is that wild?
10
Yeah,
pounds.
like it was a 12-pound
Dude.
swing. Just my
Nuts.
ankles were swollen. I looked down
Yeah.
on them yesterday and I was like, "Oh my god, am I having a heart failure?" Certainly
Yeah.
not. So I was
Yeah.
my ankles were all swollen and fat. And I was like, "This is like it's crazy when you go from dumping all that excess water and getting all that excess shit out of your body, and then you dump a bunch of it back in there in like 72 hours. Feel gross."
Yeah. And we're not going to keep talking about it. We purposely stopped because we've noticed that it's become like the vegan diet where, I mean, every time I turn around, it's somebody on Instagram clickbaiting, trolling, trying to get people to engage with them on their eating a
Yeah.
stick of butter or whatever. It's just stupid. So we quit talking about it. But that is a new development for both of us. Neither of us. I mean, I haven't done that since last
Yeah.
year.
Yeah. Well,
All right.
not
I
worth
wanted
it.
to
And
skip
moving on.
over. What else you
Dude,
got?
no, nothing.
Okay. I wanted to skip over. I'm going to share it. This is pretty cool. So this is the Medicinal Whiskey Charity, which, as you know, we
Yeah.
we
I
work
didn't
with
say anything
them.
to your text on this. I wanted to talk about it on the show.
Yeah. All right. So I'm just going to count them here. So we have it looks like a, damn it. What is that bottle called? The one out of Virginia, the Buffalo Trace stuff that,
I don't,
why is my brain doing this?
with the horse on it, with the
No, it's, man, people are like screaming at their TV right now. It'll come to me.
cut it all out.
The other bottle is an Oral Forester Medicinal Whiskey Charity Pick. We have a bottle of Colonel Taylor Single Barrel Medicinal Whiskey Pick. Weller CYP B, Weller 107, Weller Foolproof. We have a Maker's, I can't really tell what it is, Blanton's Gold, and then 2, I believe these are just things that they picked. Actually, I think it breaks it down here.
Oh,
Yep,
wow.
it does. But the big point was the Weller Millennium. So this is MSRP of $7,500. I looked it up. I haven't seen any under $8,000.
I was gonna say there's well over $10,000 worth of whiskey in this.
Yeah,
Especially if you're looking at secondary prices.
and I got to get close here to read it. I can barely read these numbers, so forgive me. But it looks like it says.
Oh, that's tiny.
Hold on, I can do this. I got a picture on my phone. Okay, it is a. Wow, worst pictures ever. Okay, there we go. It is a 2000 vintage barrel, 3%, 2003 vintage barrel, 50%, 2005, 40%. 2006, 7%. That's what's in here, and they're releasing it now. So all this stuff is pretty old.
How is this working? This is just a raffle. You sign
It
up.
is just a raffle. So I'll read the entries. You get 10 entries for $10, 30 entries for $25, 75 entries for $50, or 200 entries for $100. And again, that's that Weller Millennium, OWA, Weller CYPV, Weller Foolproof, Blanton's Gold, Medicinal Whiskey Charity, 9-year Bowman. That's what it was. John J. Bowman, whatever. Bowman Whiskey Pick. This is an 8-year barrel proof bourbon and a single barrel weeded bourbon. Comes with a hat. The Makers is a private select bottle of Makers that is barrel proof as well. Anyway, lots of
That's wild.
So this will come out on Monday. So that'll give you 6 days to get the entire week, basically, and we're gonna post it probably tomorrow.
Damn.
But a lot of people are getting in there, man. I mean,
do you have to be a nonprofit to be able to do a raffle on a website like this?
Correct. So it's a sweepstakes, and I'm not going to say this not because I'm trying to hide it. I'm not going to do it. But for those of you who don't know how sweepstakes work, and especially when you see them online, and it's like, you buy a T-shirt or whatever, and you get entered to win a car. So they say right here, details and official rules. No purchase, donation, or payment of any kind is necessary to win. A purchase does not improve your chance of winning, is void where prohibited by law. So you're agreeing with the official rules. And if you've never entered, I'm sure that most of you have done some kind of giveaway sweepstakes. If you've never read the official rules, they will typically tell you that on the front page somewhere, it will tell you how to enter without winning. They have to. So down here, alternate method of entry, we can open that up and see that here you can throw in your email address and they will email you a form to receive free entry. I am not saying to do that. I am just explaining to you how charity sweepstakes work.
Legally, they say you can enter this way, but they legally have to give you another option. They just make it administratively not worth your time.
Yep. And so the ones that do the cars, like the 8, whatever that company was called, 8080. So the way they do them, you have to send in a 4x6 postcard with your name in the top left, the giveaway you're doing in the top right. You know, they're very specific. And so I've done it before. I've filled out hundreds of those things and sent them in. Giant waste of time. You might as well just donate to the cause. I mean, I will to Medicinal Whiskey Charity. It's not, I'm not going to do it to 8080, but for Medicinal Whiskey Charity, yeah, I will go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and spend $100 to get 200 entries, mainly because I finally got my check back for the floor. So
nice.
I got cash today.
That's funny.
Yeah, I wanted to put that out there. So we will have the link in the bottom of the episode. We will also have link in bio on Instagram. Yeah. Other than that, I've got some stupid news. It's a tough time to be a robot.
Tough, yeah. Why is that?
I'll show you. I got 3 robot things going on. All right. So Florida man arrested after destroying Walmart delivery drone, deputies say. So this is in Claremont, Florida, and they were showing how Walmart delivery can be done with drones. So there was a mock delivery in this cul-de-sac, and this 60-year-old white man wearing blue jeans and a blue shirt at the side of the home was holding a gun towards the sky,
as if blue jeans and a t-shirt, are the uniform
of a drone killer. 72-year-old Dennis Wynn told deputies he saw the drone fly over his helm, prompting him to retrieve his gun to fire at it. Wynn said he experiences the drones flying over his home and believed it was watching him. He was arrested in charge of shooting at an aircraft, criminal mischief with damage over $1,000, and discharging a firearm on public residential property. So, tough time
if I kill someone in self-defense, do I have to deal with discharging a firearm on public or residential property? I don't think so.
Makes you wonder.
But maybe.
Next, we have a robot
that
can smile. Look at that.
That's fucking creepy, dude.
Yeah. So that is real living skin that they've attached to this robot, and it can smile.
Oh, what?
Yep.
How does it do that?
So it is living skin tissue, is very human-like with ligaments to give the robot a more natural smile, according to Tokyo University. The study
Hmm.
managed to replicate human appearance to some extent by creating a face with the same surface material and structure as humans. He then added, we identify new challenges such as the necessary for surface wrinkles and thicker epidermis to achieve a more human-like appearance, which I got excited about because that meant I could tattoo my robot, get him a
That's
teardrop. Oh, he's killed people.
all the shit to think about. That's what came to mind. Dude, the 3D facial mold covered with living skin is terrifying.
It's scary looking.
Look at a pinch and pull that skin away.
Yeah.
God.
The overlay connect the lab-produced skin of a robotic skeleton, the layer of collagen gel containing cultured human dermal fibroblasts, which is a type of connective tissue cell, binds to an innovative system of tiny V-shaped perforations in the surface, letting the skin move with the underlying structure without tearing or peeling. The work of muscles, creating a smile and other emotions.
Self-healing.
Self-healing? Oh boy, I didn't read that far.
Oh my.
Look at that. So it can self-heal if you heard it.
It's giving me strong Terminator vibes.
Well, next robot thing.
Now, when the robot kills you, it can smile at you.
Yep. The other thing too is now that they're giving it reasons to show facial expression, this robot committed suicide in South Korea because it was made to do too much work.
Did it really?
Yeah. In short, we'll just do the whole article. I don't need to do it short. In a surprising turn of events, a robot civil servant working for Gumi City Council in South Korea sparked a national debate after many calling the country's first robot suicide. Incident happened at 4 p.m. last Thursday. The robot supervisor was discovered in a heap at the bottom of a stairwell between the first and second floors. Witness described seeing the robot behaving strangely, circling in one spot as if something was there before it ultimately descended. So it was basically sitting at the top of the stairs like, do I want to do this? Do I want to kill myself?
Wild.
So it was forced to work from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., tirelessly moving between floors and elevators, which is a rare capability of its kind. The robot was developed by Bear Robotics, a startup in California, known for creating robot waiters. However, unlike its restaurant counterparts, the City Council robot had a much broader range of duties. Yeah. For now, the Gumi City Council has decided not to replace their fallen mechanical colleague. The tragic event has led to a pause in their robot adoption plans, reflecting a moment of reconsideration in a nation famous for its enthusiasm for automation. So it really was a robot suicide. Or was it a malfunction? I guess we'll never know. What do you think about that?
I think it's I think as a society, I think that I think it was probably a malfunction.
Right.
I think that as a society, we are in some kind of rush to anthropomorphize, just like we've done with animals for decades, or if not centuries, robots, and give them all these human features. And I just don't understand the fucking reason.
I don't get it either.
We ought to. I mean, Star Trek is different because they're. I'm going to get real nerdy here, but if you look at Star Wars, there weren't a whole lot of like really like droids were droids, and maybe that's like it's very obvious what androids and robots were what. Like maybe they were onto something. Maybe they shouldn't be more like humans because. Anyways, my point is that I think that article was probably just fear mongering and just a fun way to apply the human thought process to a robot, which is not far off, I'm sure.
It is weird, right? Because through our at least my entire life of being alive, whenever you think of robots, you don't think about like ex machina. You don't think about a robot that looks and talks and moves like a human. You think about a robot that was designed to do a task.
Yeah.
So why are we
specific set of protocols and rules? It has a job, right? My whole idea or thought was that if we're going to do those for anything, let's find mundane, monotonous things that have take up a lot of time and maybe have a very small margin for error, and let's automate them with robots.
Right.
Let's maybe start there before we jump to creating human life skin that smiles and moves. Like, is it necessary to? I feel like we're just kind of getting this together. Maybe we should get the insides figured out first. I don't know.
Right. Yep.
But what do I know, man?
No, I mean, I agree with you. I think it's pretty crazy. That's where we're going. It makes you wonder if they're going to create robots for like everything. I mean, is that where we're going as a society, that we have robots that look like us that do everything? Are we going to have robots that work at like food plots and plant deer corn?
Yeah,
Robots
mate,
that
I don't.
feed deer? We should get a robot that looks like a deer that gets other deer to follow it.
Gonna have to have hunting regulations that include the use of robots. I mean, they have it for drones.
Well, they have it for cameras.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. So
Mm.
it's probably not. It's probably there are probably people already having this discussion.
Probably.
How is
The
AI going
government
to
is.
affect the use or affect hunting? Is there any way for it to give people an unfair advantage? Maybe we should do a series on that. Should dive into the use of AI to improve hunting.
Mm. Oh, I should say on the Medicinal Whiskey Charity thing. So all those tickets, I asked because I wanted clarification. All those tickets funnel into one big pot, and the computer will randomize the prices or the prizes. Excuse me. So we'll draw prizes in order: first prize, second prize, etc. And you will be emailed 3 to 4 days automatically after you win, and they will post the winner list on social media once available, and contact them. Yep. So it's all legit. If you go to their Instagram page and you look at it, it says the only comment on there is like, "How do I know this is legit?" I guess you just got to trust it. But I'm telling you, it's legit. It's a real organization. They are giving that stuff away. I know them personally. All right. Next, stupid. I don't know if we want to keep calling it stupid news, but
silly news, funny news.
New Jersey man flies to Florida to attack another player over an online gaming dispute.
Nice.
So he flew to Florida to attack another player with a hammer, authority says. Attempted with second-degree murder and armed burglary with a mask. He was arrested early Sunday morning. I just want to let you know this is a weird one, Nassau County Sheriff said during a news conference. Some things you just can't make up. Kang and the victim, another young man around the same age as Kang, have never met in real life, but they both played Arc Age, a medieval fantasy, massively multiplayer online role-playing game that will be shutting down servers in Europe, America. What? Citing a declining number of... Oh, so people just aren't playing it. So Kang flew to Newark, New Jersey to Jacksonville, Florida last Thursday after telling his mother that he was going to visit a friend that he had met while playing a video game. Officials said the officials didn't know how Kang learned where the victim lives. But upon arrival, Kang took an Uber to a hotel in Fernandina. Why haven't I ever heard of that? Beach. Bought a hammer. They went to the guy's house, which was unlocked at 2 a.m. Sunday. Victim was walking out of his bedroom when he was confronted, hit him in the head with a hammer. Two struggled as the victim called for help. Stepfather responded to help to restrain Kang until police arrived. The victim suffered several head wounds that were not considered life-threatening, yet they charged him with second-degree murder. He said that he's a bad person online.
Jesus.
That's so crazy.
Would they charge him with attempted murder or?
That's what I thought it said, second-degree murder. Oh, attempted second-degree murder. Okay.
Jesus.
That's rough.
I don't know. Look, here's the thing. The sheriff said, this is a weird one, right? Look, when we were kids and you played a game and Tommy down the street was talking shit, right? You got on your bike and you met somewhere, you went to his house.
Yeah.
You handle business. We don't, we're still children. We just get older.
Yeah.
We have bigger paychecks and bigger toys. So if I feel the need to fly down or fly up and deliver an ass whooping, I have the money to do so. Then, goddamn it, it's really not that weird,
It's
right?
not.
Just the age and access to resources is the only thing that's changed.
Yeah.
Now,
It's kind of weird to choose a hammer. He probably should use his hands.
It was weird, but
don't break and enter. You should meet him in a public place.
But if you're flying, you're limited to what you're gonna. So he acquired something there. Probably found the hammer on site.
He said he went to a hardware store and bought
Oh,
it.
he did say that. Yeah, you're
Yeah.
right.
I don't know.
Hardware store and bought a hammer. Of all the things to buy at a hardware store, I don't think hammer would have been the one I would have chosen.
Yeah, I think I would have tried to find something else, or I would just use my hands. I probably would use my hands.
Or just stay home.
Yeah. We're definitely not advocating you fly anywhere to fuck somebody up.
We're not.
A video game.
No, that's not what we're saying. Not what we're saying.
We're just saying we could if we wanted to. We choose not to.
Yeah.
That's like that big Jay Ogerson skit.
Oh yeah.
Like I choose not to, and that's what I get as a reward for being a nice guy.
Yeah. It isn't because I can't. I can fuck you up right now. I just choose not to.
I'm choosing not to. I found this one. This one isn't really stupid. I just found this is fascinating. So, the shocking scale of sex trafficking allegations at Red Roof Inn hotels across the U.S. So, if you look at it, see all those pin drops? Those are all locations that have been accused of human trafficking.
Or like where people have been arrested there, or
Yeah.
like, or that location itself has been accused of being involved.
Well, like stuff has happened. So, one of the largest
Okay.
budget hotel chains in America is set to face lawsuits from hundreds of sex trafficking victims who claim the company turned a blind eye and profited from their abuse for years.
Mm, It's a big
42
surprise.
lawsuits are underway against the hotel chain and its franchisees. Hundreds more victims are in the process of filing legal action, according to the attorneys working their case. The victims, some of whom were underage at the time, accused the company of allowing its rooms to be rented on a grand scale to sex traffickers who forced them into commercial sex work and controlled nearly every aspect of their lives. So I think that's fascinating because how could you not? But it talks about hotel staff being pimps. I mean, it's pretty crazy.
Yeah, I could certainly.
115 Red Roof Inn hotels are part of the investigation.
Jesus, there's a lot.
Yeah. But how would they not know, right? The people that work at the hotel, how would you not know?
Yeah,
I mean, you have to.
yeah, you'd have to be pretty ignorant, I think, to not know and notice sketchy shit going on.
Wow. We had to take customers morning, lunch, dinner, midnight, and after club hours still to court, at times breaking into tears. It was just around the clock. We had to make a quota of a minimum $1,000 a day if we wanted to eat.
Jesus.
Red Roof Inns.
Well, how about that?
Yeah. In local news, did you see this yet?
Yeah, this was in Somerville,
I know.
and it's just like
I'll let you tell the story since you know it.
I don't know it very well. I didn't read that. I heard secondhand that someone set a firework device or something on their head and
Yep.
then lit it off, and it caused head injury that he died from. I don't know if he died instantly or not. Is it not an article? It's just a video.
Yeah. It basically says what you said.
But apparently, like, it was also posted on social media under some of these news stations, and the people just in the comments were being brutally ruthless, which two sides of the coin. I love a good joke. There's a lot of them there,
Yeah. Yeah.
but it did just happen. And, despite whether or not it was a poor decision, and what you think, like, he does have a family and kids who are very clearly, I'm sure, upset at the moment. So maybe it's not the best time for the jokes. I don't know.
I don't know. I just think about like people were around and nobody was like, "Hey man,
Hey, man, you shouldn't do that.
those explode. You should not put that on top of your head."
Yeah, it's funny. I made the joke the day before yesterday, when I got home from camp with Nolan. We were eating dinner, and I said, there are hundreds, thousands, maybe, of people sitting around tonight eating dinner with all 10 fingers for the last time, and they have no fucking idea.
Right.
Like, there's a lot of people that are just gonna this time tomorrow, they're gonna be missing fingers, and they have no idea. I never really considered that, people would be putting them on their heads and dying as a result. It's unfortunate.
We got to pull that up now because I'm curious.
The number.
Yeah. According to the U.S. Consumer Reports, last year 9,700 people were treated across emergency rooms, and 8 people were killed by fireworks last year.
Jeez, man. How many people were killed? 9?
8 people.
Oh, eight people. But
9,700 people were treated in emergency rooms, which doesn't really mean anything. It could have been like superficial burns, but
there's 330 million or so people in the United States. I mean, it's not bad.
Yeah.
Percentage wise.
It's funny now. At least 12 people injured from July works at one event on July 4th. It's like if you just click firework injuries and click news, it's July. Let me see. Oh, yeah. Multiple injuries reported after fireworks veer into the crowd at Utah Stadium.
Oh, God.
July 4th fireworks mishap in New York. That's where Andy was last weekend.
Oh yeah.
Hmm.
I knew she was. I think she was out west. She was Utah. Yeah.
Yep.
Did she have a good time?
She did. She
Yeah,
loves
that's good.
the mountains. That's like her thing now.
Yeah, it's something. It's one thing to drive. You drive through and you crest over whatever on the interstate, and you see the Great Smoky Mountains, right? Like it's
Yeah.
the Appalachian. There's nothing like it. It is what it is. But there is and something entirely different
About the Rockies.
about the
Yeah.
Rockies, and how and the Rockies are so big that they seem right there, even when they're hours away.
Yeah. They're
It's cool.
massive. It's funny because all the pictures I have of them from Afghanistan, like the Hindu Kush Mountains, which are
Mhm.
very similar, um, in pictures, they look like a picture of a mountain. In person, it seriously looks like there's a green screen back there and they're projecting those up. They're not real
Yeah,
because they are so far away. I mean, they're out of reach. There's no way I was going to get there, but
sure.
I mean, they just can't. You're like, there's no way these are real. They're
Right.
just
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
big.
Yeah. It's cool, man. There's nothing like it. Nothing like it on the planet. There was something else I was gonna say. I fucking forgot already. What were we talking about? You were reading off something, and I was gonna say something, and then I forgot.
Firework injuries.
Firework injuries. Yeah, I don't know. Don't know. Did you
Area
guys?
hospitals report more than 60 firework injuries after July 4th. Kansas City, it looks like every state. Berkeley firework accidents. Bexar County. Hand x-ray shows what real fireworks do to your hand.
I've seen some of those X-rays. Those are rough.
This guy lost an eye. This is all within the past 24 hours.
Jesus. Well, you can bank on the
Long
4th of July
Island. Man
being
severed
good.
3 fingers.
Golly,
That's crazy. Anyway,
I'd hate to lose my pointer or my thumb. As long as I kept those, I think I'd be okay in the end.
yeah, pointer and thumb are pretty important. That's how you pinch nipples.
That's all I need it for.
Yeah.
Come here.
Twist your titties.
Yeah.
Well, there's not a lot to talk about hunting. It's
Yeah,
basically
it's hotter than shit, and there's not much to hunt. It's
put
prep
cameras out.
time.
I got a couple deer on it. Nothing fancy.
I think the deer are too damn hot to move too. I mean, we've
100%.
seen that before. We've seen deer
Yep.
just bed down for days, except to get a little food and water. And if they can, they'll bed down near water.
I mean, I've got we've seen pictures of them before where they lay down like right at the edge of a creek, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
They're just there now.
They've seen them walk back into that swamp and just bed down on those little islands.
Yep.
But yeah, not a whole lot going on. Lots of snaky snakes around. Could get after some hogs, but I mean, right now, if I'm doing anything outside, it's near water, fishing or something like that. I've been fishing a lot with the kids. Going to do some fishing this week up in the mountains. It's just miserable in the woods.
It's hot, dude. It's 90 degrees right now. Real feel is 101. Which I mean, down here the humidity is crazy. You know, we got a lot of comments on that when I post. I said, yeah, because everybody says, well, it's humid where I live too. And then I said, yeah, but does your door lock sweat? Like I come outside in the mornings, my door locks are wet.
Yeah.
Just because of how humid it is. So it's right now 78% humid, which it says extremely humid underneath
Yeah.
it.
A guy was explaining that, and he was like, he's like, I posted this, and he posted someone's comment in this video about, well, it's humid, where I live too, and whatever. And he's like, the difference is here in the South, and as he's talking, he has glasses on, like reading glasses. He opens the door outside, and his glasses immediately fog up, and he continues to talk like he doesn't notice it.
Yeah.
And it's just like he does like 3 or 4 other things that just illustrate just how fucking hot and humid it is, but he doesn't actually address them directly, and it's a really good video.
Yep, cameras do it. Your phone does it. Everything does it. Everything. It's like if I run outside to take a picture of something right now, my phone I won't be able to take a picture of anything.
Yeah. Some say that the AC. Some say that means that the AC or whatever building you're in, it's too cold. It's running. It should be not chilled. It should be closer to the outdoor temperature, which I think is absolute horseshit.
It's 78 degrees in here, so
that's too hot for me.
That's what I'm saying. It's not like it's 65 in here. It's 78, and I have, but the reason it's not is my AC unit has a dehumidifier.
Nice.
There's no humidity in my house.
Yeah.
So a 78 doesn't feel
Doesn't
that
feel
hot.
like 78.
And granted, I turn that down when I go to bed. I get it down to like
Yeah.
75, but yeah. No, it's not 62 degrees in here.
62 is it's chilly. It's too chilly.
Yep. Especially when you're going, I mean, that's the other thing I told the wife. I was like, if it feels hot to you, just walk outside and then walk back in here and you'll be all right.
Feels a lot better.
That'll fix it.
I've done that before.
Do you have that thing, like the dad thing? No one can touch the thermostat?
No, that's just a battle and it's not worth fighting. There are many other things in this house that I am far more like I would rather they just put my tools back where they go.
Yeah.
You know, like fuck with the thermostat all you want. It's whatever. The thing is you can turn that thermostat all the way down to 60 or 55. It's not going to get there. The AC unit can just not keep up with outside and constantly opening and closing doors and 5 people living in the house. So the only thing I care about is if you turn the heat up too high. Yeah, but you're never going to get it cold. You're never going to get it that cold in here. It just won't happen.
And the thing, I guess it runs 24 hours a day anyway. So
that's all it will do. It'll just run nonstop. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, mine does. Mine runs 24 hours a day.
This month,
and you've seen mine. My thing is my thing. It's like the size of a Volkswagen Beetle. My AC is way too big
there on that. Yeah, I've got 2 of them, and they both run pretty much all day. And this month and next month, the utility bills will be and always are just ridiculous.
And my water bill from running the faucet or the sprinklers.
Oh, sprinklers, yeah.
And filling up the pool. That water evaporates so fast it blows my mind.
Yeah, does it evaporate faster because it's got salt in it by chance? I don't know if that's a thing.
I don't know either. I just know it does.
Yeah.
I feel like I got to fill it up all the time.
At least you have a pool to fill up, my man.
That's true. It's hot right now. The waterfall pump broke, so I bought a new one, which is another $300 I want to spend, but I haven't installed it yet. But it's nice to run that thing at night because you get a lot of evaporation, but it cools the water down.
Yeah,
quite a good bit.
Circulates everything, get some air moving through it. Yeah,
I'm gonna try and get it done before Big Drew Eubank shows up.
And then when is that? That's a couple weeks from now, right? I put it on the
end of the month.
All right, cool.
Yeah, I've got a lot going on still, and I said I was going to take the summer off, but I sure as fuck didn't.
Popping up.
So I'm going to North Carolina. Oh, so this Friday when this is coming out, I'm going to Broad Branch Distillery in Winston. I'm going to try and be there by noon. So I'm going to North Carolina to see my grandpa, and he lives not far from Winston. So
nice. They
hit me up about sending us a bottle, which they did, and I'll give you some of it. Cool. And I want to make some content with it too. Well, I already did. I made content on the food boat.
Nice.
Yeah, so I'm going to go there. So if anybody has any questions for Broad Branch Distillery, I'm probably going to film a small, short little video. And I'll be in North Carolina all next weekend. And then July 20th is a sniper match that Ortiz is putting on. Looking forward to that. Then the following weekend, Big Drew will be here. It's also in North Carolina. It's at Maysville, North Carolina. I'm just going out there to film. You're more than welcome to come.
You're just going up for the day, or you're going up to hang out for a weekend?
I think it's the 20th and the 21st, so I'll be going up there probably early Saturday morning.
All right, I'll look what's on the calendar. We may have a scout thing that weekend.
Then Big Drew will be here, and then August is here. We're going to Camp Hero on the 8th. Looks like I'm actually good from there until September, huh? Nice.
Keep it that way.
Yeah. Gonna hang out with John Party September 7th. That'll be fun.
John Party.
He's a country music fella.
He's
coming to Credit One Stadium.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. You like that song, like Working on the Night Shift?
Mm-hmm.
Dirt on My Boots. Yeah, there's a lot of songs you would know.
Yeah.
Trying to find a way to get him out on a booze cruise on a boat. Probably that Saturday or Friday. So if you live in the Charleston area and you get a nice boat and you want to take out an entire band, we'll pay for it. We're just not going to pay prices like you would probably get from tourists.
Yeah.
But it's John Party, You can hang out with John Party. If I had a boat, it was big enough for that. I would just be like, hey, let's split gas and call it good.
Yeah, it sounds like fun.
Yeah. I'll let you know if that happens. I think that's it. And I'm probably going to cut a little short today just because I got people in town and.
Yep. I got a lot of shit to do still today. So,
yeah.
I'm going to get this edited and posted so I can finish packing and get the truck ready.
Yeah.
All that good stuff.
Yep. So I'm sorry for a short one, but, be what it be sometimes.
For sure. All right. Well, we hope you enjoyed this riveting episode of Summertime Hunt Prep and Robot Suicide.
Yeah.
Well, if you enjoyed that, let us know. Leave us a comment. Like, subscribe, share. Check us out on the socials, Instagram.
Yeah, I mean, you can go to YouTube right now. We just posted a thing about buying ribeye steaks and cutting them up and stuff.
Yeah.
And that video did pretty good. It got like 3,000 views in 24 hours. So people liked it, obviously. So you can go check it out. And also that live stream is there for Let's Taste Some Mayo. Not the full one where I get all angry, but the section of us hanging out with Jeff. You can go watch that too. Cool. That's all I got.
All right. Till next time.